Hi.
Hi.
I'm Chris. It's not really a question, it's more of a statement and a request afterwards. The statement is that well, not too long ago you read a script that I wrote called Warlock's Magic, the movie, Night of the Prankster. You kind of liked it. The character is named Jason Warlock out of coincidence, just coincidence. And I just came here, when you said, the only reason why I came here to tell you that I was the one that wrote the script that you liked.
Good, man. I appreciate that.
And the other thing is, I'd like to give you a business card if I may.
Yeah. Talking about plugging, this guy's over here. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, and that might well since I'm here. The Green with you miniseries. Don't you wish it was you that was giant fighting a Megazord instead of stock footage?
What part?
Yeah, but he lived in a Megazord when they all when they all grow.
Mark Ford, you go instead.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of the. No, I'm not too sure. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I guess who wouldn't want to be that tall? I guess. I mean, step on people. LA traffic.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, but I appreciate it.
By the way, this is wicked cool.
Thanks. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I want to reiterate the thank yous for coming, and thank you so much for being such a significant and positive influence on our lives, especially our childhood. It's a really important part of life. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Also,
You have all those questions right here.
no, I have to write them down.
Hey, I was on the panel yesterday, and you didn't say thank you. You said only thank you, Karen.
Well,
See, I remember. I have a good memory. That's true. Karen, I just want to thank you personally.
I was talking to both of the Yellow Rangers.
I know. Okay.
But thank you, Jason.
No, thank you. Here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I was wondering if you mind sharing any significant disadvantages to your celebrity status, if any come to mind. Any ideas?
No, when I'm running from the cops. No, you know, honestly, I actually do have one. Okay, I've never turned an autograph away, like ever turned an autograph down, except the guy from Ranger Board. But that's a different story. He's the one that slammed Tommy's character. He's in line. He's like, I've got all these to sign. And I was like, oh, really? Are you the guy on Ranger Board? And he's like, yeah, I always sign your character. And I'm like, I ain't signing your toys. He's like, well, how come, man? So I ain't signing them. You should have told me after I signed them that you signed my character. Let me get back, because sometimes I go left field, right field. So, when I was, is that you? That's you? I didn't sign them, did I? See? You're the only one I didn't sign them. But, I'm glad you're still here. And he did make a point though. He said it's not you, it's the character. You know, so that's the point. But I am the character, so whatever. The disadvantage of being a celebrity or so-called or whatever was I never turned an autograph down. When my brother got in an accident, because I lost my brother and stuff, but when my brother got in an accident, my best friend at that time, Mike, lost his arm. They were in a bad car accident. My brother has a hole in his back, and my best friend, Mike Casamassa, lost his arm, so he's in the hospital respirator. He might not make it. They're talking about my brother not making it. I was pretty devastated, So the doctor comes out, and when I lost my brother, the doctor came out and told me, hey, sit down, and I hate that kind of news. I don't like the doctor coming out when you got someone dying over here and over here. So the doctor comes in the room and says, hey, do you have a second? I'm like, oh, God, bad news. He's like, my kids really love your show. Can you sign this? And I remember signing the autograph. So what? I cried. I was crying. My brother was in the other room. I remember signing the autograph, and I remember like tears dropping on the thing, and I was thinking, this sucks, because what I want to say is, no, I ain't signing nothing, but I signed it for him, and then the nurse came and said, oh, can I get one? And I was like, I signed it for her, but the worst part was, when she walked down that hallway, she turned around, she was like, well, who are you anyway? Because I said, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, he was getting an autograph for someone famous, so, and it's just like, she didn't even know. They had they didn't care about your situation at all. And I understand, because you do anything for your kids. Like if Dora was here, I'd capture her and take her back. understand. I mean, I might get held for kidnapping charges or whatever. We'll do anything for our kids, but there's a proper time to do it. You know, and maybe eating dinner and you're so hungry and you're taking a bite of it, you know, and you're like, and the guy's like, I'm really sorry to bother you. And you're like, oh, it's okay. Just say hi. Well, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you sign this? Like, you're not really sorry to bother me. Just let me have a piece of steak and then I'll sign it. But it's just, I think the proper timing, and I don't get that a lot, you know, and when I do, I'm really nice. Yeah, so let's take pictures. Where are those guys I met yesterday at the fight? Are they in here? They're okay. Well, I got to meet them and tell them to come in and give them passes, and you know, I mean, I try to make fans happy. I never really try to, you know, be arrogant or anything like that. The people that don't like me, I don't like them either. So either I like you or you don't like me. And either I get along with the cast members or I don't get along with the cast members. And someone asked me the other day, the question when I'm up here is like, who, you know, what's your favorite season? And I'm like, oh God, I got like Karen over here, and you know, I got all these different, I got Walter over here. I don't want to say the wrong thing and hurt anyone's feelings, but the bottom line is when you start with an original cast and you become friends with everyone and then they leave, it's kind of like, then you're friends with this person, then they leave, and you're like, then you don't even want to get close to anyone because you don't know who's leaving, you know? So they used, and Power Rangers, I don't know if you guys remember, you probably don't, but there was a guy in red, like a Hispanic guy, that worked the juice bar.
Richie.
Yeah, okay. They put him on just to be like, he's on standby. He's gonna be a standby ranger if y'all don't straighten up. Ooh, okay. So they would have people on the show saying you could be a ranger, play your cards right. These guys act up and it's like, that didn't happen. You know, but they would do that stuff and it just messes your head up. Not me, because if you remember what color he was wearing, red, not me. I didn't really, you didn't see no one was standing around in green and white and all the other colors. I had those standbys, but still, it just messing with the cast head, you know, and it just was hard to, you know, I don't know. So what I like is the first season of Power Rangers because, you know, they were all my friends and working with Tweet. And funny thing, not a funny thing about Tweet, a hard thing about her was, and I don't say this because she passed away and stuff, and I didn't say it on the other panel, is when she left the show, the weirdest thing I've ever encountered was going to a sushi bar in Beverly Hills with my agent. And we were trying to celebrate this new show that I was trying to do. And the person came up and asked me if I wanted something to drink, and it was Tweet. She worked at that restaurant, Ron. So it was hard for me to like ask for anything because she used to be my, you know, teammate, and now she's serving me sushi at a sushi restaurant. That was hard, you know, so I told her, no, I don't want nothing, it's cool, sit down, and we talked a little bit and stuff like that. But you know, like I said, it happens. Either you're an actor or you're working in a restaurant to try to make the bills because LA is really expensive to live, you know. I know that's not your question, but I have the mic all myself. I talk a lot, but anyway, I hope I answered all your questions.
Thanks for being personal. I mean,
yeah.
the fans appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, thank
Anytime,
you.
thank you.
Hey Jason, I'm a person who stutters. I appreciate your patience right now.
Oh yeah.
But
You had the Dragon Zord belt?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a weightlifting belt. He's put Dragon Zord behind it. So when he lifts at the gym, he'll like, you know, heavy sets, he'll be like, Dragon Zord power now.
yeah, but I just graduated from business school, and I'm a Christian also. So I was wondering how you started Jesus and tap and the roadblocks you had with starting it and all that kind of.
It was hard to start the company. It's still hard right now. It's a struggle. But when I started that, for some reason, you can have all this bad stuff in the world. You know, you get affliction, beat to sleep, beat you down, beat your mother up, or whatever. But when it comes to dealing with the Jesus line, everyone's like, oh, I wouldn't do that if I were you. You know, so no one really took the line. No one, like, Mark Cuban didn't put it on HDNet. Until even distributors, they don't believe in the product. They believe in money because it's all about business.
Yeah.
The show is all about money. That's why I don't understand why Haim should come up with the darker Power Rangers for you all age and get away from the Nickelodeon. He needs to do that, split up a little bit. He owns the rights. He should do that. He should be smart and think, these are the characters, but it's all about money. And distributors carried the line, and then they loved it. But then I was like, you don't really love it. You didn't want to carry it in the first place, you know? And now that it's making money, you don't care what the line is called. So it was hard to start the company, but then I had fighters. I mean, Randy remembers I started like 6 different names just to use it as a porthole so I can use nosubmit.com to get you into the Jesus Didn't Tap. You know, and then I mean everything on that, the Jesus Didn't Tap website, I wrote the song, Kate Drama's Christian rap where he sung it. I mean, all the designs come from my head, like in the middle of sleep, you know, at night, stuff like that. And I think it's a catchy name, and we're the first, you know, Christian-based clothing line out there. And it was hard though, it was a struggle, you know. I think when you do anything for God, your life becomes harder.
Yeah.
And it's been a struggle, but it's been good at the same time. And it's, you know, I got a lot of money tied up in it, and just keep trying to turn it over, and you can't give up because you don't know. You know, when you're running a marathon, you don't know where the end is. It could be around the mountain, or it could be up the mountain. You just got to keep running the marathon, and that's like in business. I know Randy runs my school here, and our concern was. And when I met Randy, I never saw him teach or anything, but I do know that he was a good, you know, good teacher. I could just feel it, you know. But when I left, he kept the numbers up, and the school's doing great, and all that stuff. And you know, I think if you're just passionate about it and keep it going, if you're passionate about something, I think the money will follow. And we all get tired, and you know, of stuff. You know, I mean, Randy been teaching our whole lives, and he's been competing. I've been competing, and we know most of the karate people out here. You know, we all get tired of it, but look. You know, you got to just keep in business. You just got to keep going. You know, and make the right business decisions. People ask me, "I'm gonna start a T-shirt company." I said, "Good. You got $300,000 because that's what it's gonna cost. You know, to put all this money in. You can do it small, but you have to have something. It's like a hook song. You know, when a singer comes out, they got that hook beat. So, but just keep going. And you know, I mean, I'm glad you went to school for business, and wherever that takes you, just you know, the whole thing in business that I learned from Saban. Is that it's a cutthroat. Business is a cutthroat world, but you don't need to cut everyone's throat to be a good businessman. That's the bottom line, you know.
Well, like I said, I did just graduate, so I'm looking for work.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Jason.
Thank you, man.
Well, I want to say thanks for coming, Jason, okay?
Thank you.
And like all the superheroes I've gotten into, you were the first superhero like I've ever gotten into was you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Now here's a question I want to ask you. Actually, I got two questions. If you had to put the Zeo Red Ranger, the Green Mighty Morphin, and the White Mighty Morphin, who would win in a fight between all three of them? Who would win between all three? Who would you take to win all three of them?
Zeo's going to be last because the battle will probably be between the green and the white. I think they both got equal powers and stuff, you know, but I don't know. We have to just, I'm bad at predicting. I predict fights, and actually I did predict Randy Couture last night, so I was doing pretty good. Every time I predict a fight, though, I was like Strike Force, and I'm like, oh yeah, King Mo got knocked out. I think people are like, please Jason, don't say who's going to win the fight. But, so I don't know. It would be a battle between the green and the white, and hope it battled long and it got bloody and all that good stuff.
That gets somebody in the head.
All right.
All right. Oh, okay, buddy. Thank you.
Well, and by the way, I gave you the flip top.
Yeah, the flip top. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.